sa video natin ngayon, ito yung sasagutan natin. For the curved quarter circular bar shown daw, the radius of curvature of the bar is 1.2 meters and its diameter is 150 mm. If a load P equivalent to 5 kilonewtons is applied at the free end, this one, naka-fix kasi yan siya dito, and theta is equal to 40, this angle, determine the following. First, we must determine the shear stress due to flexure. The next is the torsional shear stress. Then finally, we are to determine the flexural stress. So, yung first natin gagawin is label muna natin yung dimensions natin, saka forces. So, the load P daw is 5 kilonewtons. Yan. 5 kN. And then theta is equal to 40 degrees. And then, ano pa? 40 degrees. And then, given yung diameter ng cross-section ng bar. So, ito. Yan yung cross-section ng bar. The diameter is 150. Ayan. And then, ano yung radius of curvature? Yung radius of curvature, since this is a quarter circular bar, yan, ibig sabihin, quarter circle pala to. Yan, itong shape na to. This is a quarter circle. So, this would be the radius. Saka, ito rin. Radius din to. So, this is 1.2 meters. Yan, patungo dito. Sulat natin na. Yan, 1.2 meters. Saka, ito rin. From here up to the application of the load. meters. Ayan. So, again, radius yung dalawa. This length and this length. Ayan, patungo dito sa center ng circle. Sorry, hindi pala ito yung center. Isang point pala yan. Isang point pala to along the arc. Mali yung sinabi ko kanina. Sige, so first, what is the shear stress daw due to flexure? Now, ito, madali lang. Although, yung wording, medyo mahirap. Pero yung shear stress due to flexure, it only means the transverse shear stress. Ayan. So, this stress occurs when a beam is bent and is perpendicular to the beam's axial direction. So, transverse shear stress, this is simply the horizontal shear stress. Diba, alam natin to, yung VQ over IB. Pero meron tayong shortcut formula for circular sections. For circular sections, the horizontal shear stress is tau equals, ano nga yun? Diba, 4V divided by 3A. Yan, this is already a derived formula from VQ over IB. So, substitute na lang natin lahat. We want to analyze this portion. Yan, so essentially, parang yung cross-section na to. Yung kailangan natin. Ayan. This cross-section, wait lang, gawin natin mas accurate yung drawing. I think yan. So, we are to analyze this cross-section and then we must transmit the 5 kilonewton force. Mapupunta kasi yan dito. Ibang kulay na lang Ito. Parang meron kasi yung reactive force dyan. And then, meron kasing force na matatransmit dyan. And then, yung moment na makukause niya, yung twisting saka bending moment, ilalagay na lang din natin dito sa section na to. So, this would be 5 kilonewtons transmitting the force lang muna wag na muna yung twisting moment saka bending moment. So the shear force is 5 kilonewtons. So we would have 4 times 5 kilonewtons. Convert this to newtons. So times 1,000. Para maging MPa yung sagot natin. Kasi Newton per mm squared. Then divided by 3a. So 3 times the area. Yung area na tinutukoy dyan is the area of the cross section. So 150 mm yung diameter. Therefore, we can use pi over 4 times d to the 4th or 150 to the 4th. Ayan. So, input na lang natin. 4 times 5,000 divided by 3 times pi over 4 multiplied by 150 to the 4th. Divided by 3a. So, yung area natin, tutukoy dyan, is the area of the cross-section. So, area would be pi over 4 multiplied by d squared. Diba? So, times 150 tapos naka-square. So, input na lang natin. 4 times 5,000 then divided by 3 times pi over 4 times 150 tapos squared equals 0.377. And then this is in MPa. Ayan. So medyo madali lang yung number 1. Yung mahirap lang sa number 2 saka number 3, ano na kasi, kailangan na natin yung twisting moment saka bending moment. Which is hard to identify pag hindi mo pa alam paano i-draw yung figure. Sige, so yung technique ko dito is from the center, yan, this is a quarter circular bar, diba? So from here, yan, I would draw a line patungo sa diba, this is point O. Yan, and then this is a line connecting to the center of the circle. So we can draw a line here that would be perpendicular to this line. And perpendicular to. Now, why do we need this? We need this para makuha natin yung twisting moment saka bending moment. Now, the question is, ano yung ano tawag dito? Ano yung distance dyan or moment arm na magkukos ng twisting? Ano din yung distance na magkukos ng bending? Now, for twisting to happen, it must be this moment arm. Ayan. And then, for bending to happen, it will be this moment arm. Yan. Now, para mas madaling maintindihan, open ko lang yung SketchUp file ko. Yan. Let's say we are to analyze the bending stress and torsional shear stress sa point na to, sa fixed support. Ayan. Diba, pag titingnan natin yung beam na nakaganto, ayan, or let's say, pag ganyan, naka-flat. Diba, if I will apply a force here, downward, yan, magbe-bend yung beam. Diba? Parang magbe-bend siya na pag ganyan. Na-imagine lang ba? Yan, bale, this moment arm, yan, this distance, yung naka-red, that will cause bending. Kasi diba, yung red na distance, ito yan. Kapag tiningnan natin na naka-flat siya. But then, what if my moment arm is itong naka-green? Yan. So, let's say we are to apply a force here. Downward na force. So, di ba, pag mag-a-apply ka ng downward force dyan, twisting will also happen. Bale, yung beam mo, wait lang Paano ba to? So, tinagal ko na lang yung fixed support ha. Yeah, imagine nyo na lang na meron pang fixed support dyan. And then, yung gusto ko lang makita nyo is, bakit kapag ito yung moment arm natin, magti-twist siya. And then, kapag itong red naman, bakit siya magbe-bend? Ito yung mangyayari. So, ayan, click muna natin yung figure. And then, rotate natin. So this is the axis of rotation. Yan, let's say we are to bend the beam. So di ba itong red na axis yung kailangan natin. Ayan. Oh. So parang ganito yung bending niya. Notice na kapag nasa 2D view ka, ito, parang normal na bending lang. Normal bending sa beam natin, usually for cantilever beams. Or kung titingnan mo dito sa likod, ayan, parang bending lang yung mangyayari. Iba yan sa twisting. Ito naman yung mangyayari kapag twisting. Papakita ko So click lang natin to and then rotate. Yan, ito yung fixed point, di ba? Naka-fix ito. And then rotate natin yung figure using the green axis. So, nakasnap na yan sa green axis. So, kapag i-move ko siya, ito yung movement. Diba? So, kung mapapansin nyo, ano yung nangyari? Diba? This was, itong naka-black, naka-line, yan yung original position ng beam. So, kapag i-apply mo yung load with the green line as your moment arm, then twisting happens. Diba? Yan. Twisting happens. Again, iba yan sa bending. So, balik tayo. To identify, ito yung ginagawa ko. To identify kung ano yung magkakos ng twisting or bending, tinitingnan ko na lang yung original talaga. Yung sa curved quarter circular bar. So, diba, this moment arm caused twisting, while this moment arm has caused bending. So, yung kadikit nito, yan, let's say, if you will close this one, yan, rotate mo yan, di ba, magpa-parallel na siya dito. And then, ito naman, if you will rotate this one a bit, yan, it will be parallel to this line. Meaning, this line pala will cause twisting, while this line will cause bending. Ayan. Pero yung twisting, dito lang siya magsa-start ha. Ayan. Sa point of intersection, sa line na to, connecting point O to the center, and the center of the circular bar, connecting to the center din. Yan. Ito lang yung moment arm na magkukos ng twisting. Now, para mas maintindihan nyo yung distances, meron akong top view sa bar natin. So, what if, i-draw na lang natin yan. So, ito siya. Gagawin ko na lang din, yung magkukos ng torsion, gagawin kong kulay blue. And then yung magkukos ng bending, gagawin kong kulay red. So, di ba alam natin na this is for twisting. Itong moment arm na to. So, lagay natin yan. Torsion. And then for bending, it would be this moment arm. Ayan. So, we would have this line. Again kulay red para sa bending. Wait lang. Ayan. So, this is the center of the circle. Tapos, the point we are analyzing is point O, which is somewhere here. Which is somewhere here. Ayan. So, this would be 40 degrees. Rotate ko na lang to. Ayan. And then, let's draw a line from the center which would be perpendicular to this line. Ito. So, from the center, and then we have this one. So, this is perpendicular. And then again, yung magkukos ng twisting, kukulayan natin ng blue lang din. So, ito yan siya. Yan. Ito yung moment arm na magkukos ng twisting. Erase ko na lang to ha. Tapos, kulayan natin ng blue. Sky blue na lang para mas klaro talaga. Ayan. Sige, so ito yung magkukos ng twisting, ito naman yung magkukos ng bending. Now, di ba, alam natin this is 1.2 meters. This is the radius of curvature. Yan. And also this one. 1.2 meters yan. Now, we are given the angle 40 degrees. So, ito yan. 40 degrees. Now, since this is a right angle, then this angle must be 50 degrees. Diba? So, let's try to measure the distances. For the distances, if this is perpendicular, this is also perpendicular. Yan. So, we can actually look at this triangle. And then use relationships sa trigo. So, if this is our reference angle, this would be the hypotenuse. Diba? And then this would be the opposite side. So, what would be the opposite side? Diba? We can use the sine function. Sine 50 equals opposite over hypotenuse. So, the opposite side is the moment arm for bending. So, label ko na lang as bending moment arm or BM. And then divided by the hypotenuse, which is the radius, 1.2. Therefore, the bending moment arm would be equal to 1.2 sine 50. Ayan. Or pwede rin na huwag mo nang gawin to. Automatic na kasi yan. Pag meron kang hypotenuse, then you can just use you can just multiply the hypotenuse by sine 50 or cosine 50 to get the adjacent or opposite sides. Yan, pinakita ko lang para ma-review talaga. Sige, so isulat ko na lang. This is 1.2 sine 50. Yung distance na yan. Itong nakakulay red. Now, how can we determine this distance? Yan, ito yung medyo problema. Diba? So, to determine this distance, we can get this adjacent side. Yan, adjacent side sa triangle na to. Yan. Again ha, this is a right triangle. So, we can actually extend this. Yan, parallel yan ha. This is parallel to this line, yung dimensions natin. So, itong length na to, it would be equal to this one. Now, this length is 1.2 cosine of 50 degrees. Kasi adjacent side yan. So, 1.2 cosine 50. Now, this length would be 1.2, which is the radius, diba? From the center patungo dito, yan yung radius. So, yung radius, babawasan natin ng 1.2 cosine 50. Ito yung distance na yan. So, this would be 1.2 minus 1.2 cosine 50. The radius minus the adjacent side of the triangle that we have just formed. I hope agree lang. Sige, so, masosolve na natin to lahat. So, for number 2, we are required to find the torsional shear stress. Now, the formula for torsional shear stress would be TR over J. Lagay ko na lang ha, this is for number 1. Then, for number 2, for torsional shear alone. So TR over J. So our twisting moment would be this load, yan, and then multiplied by the moment arm. So parang meron siyang twisting na mangyayari actually. I-draw ko na lang yung direction na. So merong twisting and then meron ding bending, which is medyo hindi mo makikita sa axis na to. Anyway, just try to imagine this figure na lang, na meron ka ng reactive moments dyan or twisting moments. Pag ilagay ko kasi yung arrows, baka malito lang kayo since hindi bagay itong isometric view para sa dalawa. Sige, so the twisting moment would be 5 kilonewtons and then multiplied by the moment arm. The moment arm that causes twisting is 1.2 minus 1.2 cosine 50. Ayan. Now take note na itong values na to naka-meter. Diba? Kasi naka-meter yung radius natin. And then divide natin by J. So J would be pi over 32 and then diameter to the fourth. Diameter of the cross section. So 150 mm, multiply mo lang by 150 to the fourth. Ayan. By the way, nakalimutan natin yung R. Ano yung R? R is the radial distance farthest to the neutral axis. So madali lang yan kasi for circular sections, it will just be equal to the radius. So itong R, it will just mean the radius lang din. And then kapag hollow naman, hollow circular section, it would be the outer radius kasi mas malaki yon na radial distance. So we still have to multiply this by half of 150. This would be 75 mm. Ayan. Now take note, hindi consistent yung units natin. For a while lagay ko yung unit dito This is also mm. So naka mm. Para makuha natin yung sagot in MPa, then we have to convert this into newtons, and then yung meter, we have to convert that into millimeters. So kailangan natin i-multiply pala by 1,000 twice. The first 1,000 will convert kilonewtons to newtons, and then the second 1,000 will convert meter into mm. So ito yung pag-type mo dapat sa CalQ. Or you can just, sa Canon, you can just type E6. Papakita ko yan So dito, you can type 5 times 1.2 then minus 1.2 cosine 50. Ayan. Then times 75, then E6 na lang. Yan yung pinaka-efficient na way na ma-type mo to. Then divided by pi over 32, then times 150 to the fourth equals 3.234. So this would be the shear stress due to torsion alone. Ayan. So, meron na tayong torsional shear stress. Finally, we are to solve the flexural stress. So, yung flexural stress, di ba, this would be the bending stress. So, itong bending stress, medyo madali lang yung formula. Kasi gamit na gamit siya. FB equals, di ba, MC over I. Now, para sa torsional shear stress, we needed the twisting moment. But dito sa flexural stress, we would need the bending moment na. So, gagawin natin, MC over I, and M will be 5 kilonewtons. Then, ano yung moment arm for bending? The moment arm for bending would be this one. Yung nakakulay red. which is 1.2 sine 50. Diba? So, times 1.2 sine 50. And then again ha, naka-meter yan. So, we must multiply this by 1,000 squared or E6. And then yung C natin, it would be the farthest distance from the neutral axis. So, this is still the radius lang din. Half of 150 kasi diba, the neutral axis is here. Yan, sa gitna lang. So, to the outermost fiber, it would be 75 lang. 75 mm. And then divided by pi over 64 multiplied by 150 to the fourth. Ayan. 64 na kasi bending na. Bending stress. Isang axis lang yung magre-resist. Dito kasi naging pi over 32 siya kasi parang dalawang pi over 64 pag i-add mo magiging pi over 32 na. Sige, so input natin 5 times 1.2 sine 50 then times yung sinabi ko na lang E6 and then multiplied by 75 divided by pi over 64 then times 150 to the power of 4. So, equals 13.872. So, naka-MPa din yan. Sige, so, ito na yung mga sagot natin. Again ha, this was the moment arm for twisting. And then, ito naman yung moment arm. Ayan. Para sa bending naman. Sige, so, I hope may natutunan kayo ngayon. This is a bit different ha, sa na-discuss ko dati. Meron kasi akong video dito in Bisaya. Pero yung nangyari doon, a force is applied at a certain point along this curved bar. Yan. And then, what was analyzed was, anong tawag dito? Yung maximum bending stress and maximum shear stress dito sa fixed end. Yan. So, iba yan. Baka sa ma-mix up nyo yung dalawang given, i-clarify ko lang na magkaiba itong mga problems na to. Sige. Salamat sa pakikinig.